Welcome back to the Pursuit of Yappiness podcast.
Whoop whoop.
I'm Daytona.
I'm Michaela.
And this is a podcast where we yap.
And you listen.
Wow. Nice. Perfect. We've been doing this for 35 episodes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like that many.
I know. It's kind of crazy. I mean, granted, some of them, we did them. They're just not published because they were lost. But, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just crazy to think that we've been doing this for so long now. In September, it will have been a year, which is crazy.
My, how the time flies.
I know.
It's crazy. And then in October, I think it'll be a year since we started our D&D campaign.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which is nutso.
Yeah. Time flies. Years start coming and they don't stop coming.
Yep. Yeah, because one of the very first episodes we did, we talked about the 80s, 90s dance party that we went to. And that was in September.
Yes. Yeah, that was the first episode, I feel like.
Was it?
Yeah, because we didn't start the podcast, I feel, until we moved into our new place.
True. Yeah. Okay. And it was September 13th was the girls' day that we did.
Yes. And
don't ask me why I remember that.
And then the day after
was moving day.
Yeah, it was moving day. So, yeah, we did that, moved in, and then I don't know.
Like the week after.
We recorded our first episode. Yeah. Which is it's so fun. It's been a good time.
I've been having a lot of fun.
Yeah, same.
And when I listen to the episodes, I'm like, wow, we're hilarious.
I know. I always laugh while I'm editing. Because I'm like, yeah, we're pretty hysterical. So
perhaps no one else thinks so, but at least we're entertained.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think once we hit I want to start doing better promotion. I guess where I'm struggling is because we don't do video, posting clips to social media, figuring out something, because we're all very visual creatures, especially social media is a very visual sort of thing. And so I'm like, what can I do to capture somebody's visual attention, especially because a lot of people, myself included, don't watch with the sound on until I'm like, oh, this looks interesting, let me turn the sound on.
There's so many reels where it's literally just footage of a forest.
It's true.
Panning across a forest, and then you have to read the caption to see what the video is
I know,
about.
it's so annoying.
So,
Yeah.
I wish that I knew how to animate, because I feel like it would be cool.
It would be
to
so
make
fun to make little animations.
Yeah. For our podcast. But,
I took an animation class in high school.
Wow.
And it was pretty fun, actually. Had a horrible teacher. Absolutely awful. She was the worst.
Yikes.
And yeah, I'm pretty sure she was married to a math teacher. And there was a lot of drama that went on between these two teachers. And I'm pretty certain they got a divorce. One of them got a restraining order on the other one. While during their time as teachers. And then eventually, one of them got fired. Or maybe they both got fired.
They must not have been handling it very professionally if the students knew about it all.
Yeah. But also, high school kids find out anything and everything,
They also make stuff up. I remember...
That's true. No, it was, there was, news articles.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah.
I remember, though, me and my friends, when we were at lunch, we would make up, basically we were RPFing about the teachers that would do the lunch duty, watching the students in the cafeteria. And we weren't necessarily shipping them together, but we were just making up stories about what they did in their off time and where they went outside of school and
funny.
Whatever. And I remember there was the band teacher and the woman in the Argyle sweater. None of us knew her name because we didn't have her as a teacher, but we would see her all the time, and she always wore Argyle sweaters.
That's really fun.
Yeah. So you never know.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah,
Kids be making up rumors all day.
it's true. It's true. There was a Twitter account. I have no idea who ran it, but there was like a high school name rumors account. And I was just like, I remember finding it one time and like seeing like all this stuff, and I was like, this is something out of like a movie, like
Mean Girls or something.
Yeah, I was like, who is doing this? Like, this is crazy. And some of it was really like personal, like intimate things. And I was just like, this is like cyberbullying. I'm pretty sure. I was never on it because it was a school of, I don't know, like 1,200 kids maybe. Right. So it was like, I was no one.
We had my college had an overheard at college name.
Oh yes, the overheard
Facebook page. And it was mostly just like really silly stuff that when you took it out of context and it just sounded unhinged.
Right, yeah.
I think I did post a couple of like quotes on there.
That's fun.
That were just really funny.
There's always like, I love stuff like that, honestly. Like just out of context.
Just very specific to a certain community.
Yeah.
That like you're a part of, and then once you're gone, it's not relevant anymore and you never think about it again.
Yeah. There were a lot of like apps and like websites and stuff that existed where it was like you could post something. Oh gosh, there was one, I forget what it was called. It was called like
FMLA or something like
maybe that. There was another one that was called like Yak or some, I don't remember. Yik Yak, yes.
Yeah, I remember that. There was the one, FMLA is not right. That's not right. That's something else.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
I think
it's some
so.
acronym.
Yes.
Where people would post stories.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. I know what you're talking about. And it was like, was it anonymous? Like, could it be anonymous? I think so,
yeah. I can't remember what it was called.
I don't remember, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah. It's just, I think that, stuff like that is fun until it's not, I guess. Like, there's all these silly things, and then next thing you know, like somebody's like airing out somebody's dirty
FMLA
laundry.
is the Family Medical Leave Act. That's not what I'm talking about.
I remember, okay, this is one that I found on Google. It was called After School. I remember that one. Let's see. So yeah, there was Yik Yak. There was one called Yodel, apparently. There was one called Candid. Yeah, After School. And you had to like pick your school and class year and then log into your Facebook account.
I can't remember this one. It was like something ML because it was an acronym for something my life something.
Okay.
If I figure it out, we'll put it in the caption when we post this episode. Because now that's really gonna bother me. But yeah, we were really big on that kind of stuff, like quotes and inside jokes and all those kinds of things in high school.
Right. What was I gonna say? Oh my gosh. Okay. Our school did this thing. I have no idea what it's called. But it was like this survey that you filled out, and they did it around like Valentine's Day. It was a survey that you filled out, and you had to pay like $5 to like get your like results or whatever. But it showed you like who in the school you had like the most in common with or whatever.
Okay.
And also like it would tell you like people who have like the same like zodiac sign as you.
Is this like a school run thing or the students made it? Oh, okay.
It was like a school run thing.
Weird. Like a fundraiser?
I think it was probably a fundraiser, yeah. And I wonder if I still have my results floating around somewhere. It would be really funny to like look at them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was like a printed out like fancy document like
Wow.
that they got from somewhere. Like they came in like the mail and whatever. But yeah, like it gave you like your top 5, but then it also I think it gave you up to like 100 or something.
Wow.
Of like
Seems excessive.
people that you have things in common with. And yeah, I just remember my like number 1 and just being like, I don't even know who that is. Like there were people that I recognized on the list.
Yeah.
But there were definitely people where I was like, I've never heard of this person.
Yeah. Did your school have like the mean girls who posted the list in the bathroom?
I don't know if we ever. I mean, it probably happened, but I think our school was pretty good about shutting stuff like that down.
Yeah. I mean, ours was very strict. It was very frowned upon.
Yeah.
And as soon as it was done, everybody got in trouble.
Yeah.
And they had an assembly about bullying and like whatever.
Yes.
But I just remember there was like, you know, that group of mean girls that were like talking about it in the bathroom, but I never saw it because it got taken down.
Right.
And I also didn't care at all.
Yeah.
But I remember being like, really? This is what we're doing now?
Yeah.
This is what we're spending our time on?
This is what society has come to.
Like,
making the hot or not list.
Yeah, exactly. Like, are we in a movie right
I know.
now?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
what?
Like stuff like that makes you really feel like this isn't real life.
No, or like I'm being punked. Where are the cameras?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, the private school that I went to, like the tiny little Christian school, that place was way more scandalous than than my public high school that I went to. I mean, I remember my freshman year, there was a group of seniors who literally got expelled and arrested because they were 18 for distributing marijuana to 8th graders.
Wow.
Yeah.
There were people at my school who got in trouble for selling marijuana out of the trunks of their cars on school property. I don't know if they got arrested though. They just we had an on-campus police officer who was always there, and they got in trouble with him. But
yeah, and there was like, I don't know, it's interesting because I just feel like at Christian schools, like things are just more like scandalized because people are just so much more like judgmental perhaps, like,
but they're also just more sensitive.
Yeah,
like everybody assumes that because it's a Christian school, nothing bad's gonna happen,
right?
And then as soon as there's one like little thing, even if it's not a big deal, they're like, in my good Christian school.
Yeah, exactly. But
whereas my school, there was somebody in the class above me who died from a heroin overdose.
Wow,
so
that's devastating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But also, the things that went on at the Christian school were probably objectively worse. Like, I just feel like there were genuinely worse problems. Like, there were more kids, like, and maybe it's just because there was such a small, it was such a small school. It felt like things were happening on a larger scale. Because I actually knew about it.
Right, yeah.
Whereas going in such a big school, like being in such a big school, maybe I would hear about something that somebody did. But for the most part, I was just like minding my business. Whereas
as you should. In
a school where like your class is like 30 students, it's like you can't mind your own business. Everybody's up in everybody's business.
Yeah.
Like, I tried to mind my own business, and yet there were still rumors spread about me. And, like, you couldn't tell anybody anything in that school. Otherwise, things would just get...
wildfire.
Yeah. Yes. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy.
I can't imagine going to a school that small.
It was horrific.
It sounds awful.
I hated every minute of it. Like, I had a couple of good friends, and like to this day, like one of them is still somebody who I like chat with and catch up with.
When was this? Because I thought you were homeschooled until high school.
So I was homeschooled from 3rd through 8th.
Yeah.
In 8th grade, I was a part-time student at the Christian school.
Oh, okay.
And then 9th grade was full-time at the Christian school, and then we moved here.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then I was in public high school from 10th onward.
Got it.
So yeah. And then before 3rd grade, I had done a mix of private and public. So and yeah, it was when we moved to Vegas that my parents decided to start homeschooling us, because the Vegas education system is objectively awful. It's like if they're not last in the country, they're they're like top, bottom 5, I think. So it's bad. And we couldn't afford to send us to private school. The only reason we were able to go was because my stepdad became the band director at our school.
Yeah.
Or at the school. So yeah. That's when we were able to actually start going, because we got free tuition. So
not a bad deal.
Yeah. But yeah, school, I both miss it and don't all at the same time. I miss the sense of like I didn't have bills to pay.
Oh, yeah.
And like all I had to do was just worry about like homework. But when you're that age, like, I don't know, it feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and it's just...
Youth is wasted on the young, as
it is.
Say.
And it's like, thinking back, I remember I was really struggling my junior year. Like, junior year was probably the worst year for me. Not for education,
academic.
but like socially and like mentally and emotionally, I was just like not doing well. And I remember there was like some drama happening, and I was like in the bathroom crying during chemistry class. And my chemistry teacher, God bless this woman, she was an older lady, and she actually came into the bathroom and was like, look, and I think one of my friends was there too, and she looked at me and she was like, look, none of this shit is gonna matter in 10 years.
Yeah.
And she actually used those exact words. And obviously when you hear a teacher swear, you're like,
I have to pay attention, this must be serious.
I know, but like she looked me in the eyes and she was like, I know this is a lot right now, but none of this shit is gonna matter.
Yeah.
And she was right. And then she gave me a hug, and she was really nice. But I got a C in that class. I was not good at chemistry.
Me either.
But yeah, I will never forget that. And still to this day, sometimes I tell myself those words.
Yeah.
Like, none of this shit is gonna matter.
I know. Man, I wonder where she is now.
I know, teacher. Right? I'm like, I wonder if she still works there. Who knows? But yeah, I think there were so many teachers that honestly like changed my life for the better.
If you're listening to this and you're a teacher, just know
you're doing the Lord's work.
You're doing the Lord's work, and even if you never see the fruits of your labor, it is there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You are remembered and appreciated for many, many years after.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My physics teacher, I cried all through physics. I hated it. I almost got my first C. Somehow managed to scrape by. I think she fudged a little because she felt bad for me. But I hated that class. It tested my sanity and my will to live. And that teacher, she told me that all I needed to do was apply myself, She was like, you can be a great physicist if you just tried. And I was like, lady, you have no idea what I'm going through. So, she wasn't the best, but I did have a lot of teachers who were really encouraging and great.
The only C's I ever got were math related.
It was the closest I ever came. I got a D on my final project and a D on my final exam. Oh, no. But I got really good grades on all my homework and everything because I turned it in on time and knew how to take tests.
Right.
So it averaged out.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, chemistry was not my thing, and I went up to algebra 2 for math, and then senior year I took probability and statistics. That one I did good in. I think I got an A in that one.
Senior year I took probability and statistics, but I took the dumb kid version because I was like an honors student, and I had honors and AP classes for my entire high school career. And then senior year, my mom was like, "Okay, if you want to take dumb kid math, you can take dumb kid math." I was like, "Thank God." It was terrible.
Wow.
That was the physics class that made me cry like every day. Was the first time that I ever had the conversation with my mom of like as long as you're trying your best, you don't have to get an A. Because I did pretty good in school. I was a good student.
Yeah, same.
I knew how to take tests and tell people what they wanted to hear.
Right.
So I usually got A's, but in physics that was not happening. And I was so stressed out because I thought I was going to get in trouble.
Right.
And my mom was like, listen, if you feel that you're doing all that you can do, then that's good enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I always did really well in like English class.
Right.
Anything where I had to write papers, I excelled.
Writing, reading, essays, speaking in front of people, that was all fine. As soon as there were numbers involved,
absolutely not.
Panic.
Nope. No. I took one math class in college and I was like, no more.
I took not physics, astronomy.
There you go.
That was like my one sciencey math.
I took another prob and stat class in I actually think I had to take multiple because when I was in the linguistics major, I just took like the basic prob and stat. But then once I was a psych major, I had to take psych stats.
Yeah.
And so I was like, this again. Like, I've taken this class so many times now.
I remember my favorite part of chemistry class was the nomenclature part where they like taught you about how the molecules and all that are named and like how there's a pattern to the names and how you come up with them. Right. That was the most fascinating part of chemistry. I should have known back then I love linguistics.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't miss high school. I miss college.
I miss college because I miss having all of my friends within walking distance. Yeah. And having everybody be together and on relatively the same schedule. Right. So that they're always free to hang out.
Yes.
And nobody has to go to work.
Yes. And I don't have to cook my own food.
Yeah. No, don't have to cook your own food or clean your own bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, granted, I commuted in college, but it was still, I still feel like I got a general college experience, just minus the partying and drugs aspect. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I remember being really upset that I couldn't live on campus because I was only 17 when my freshman year. So, and my parents were like, yeah, sorry, you're not living on campus. And so I couldn't.
You probably didn't miss a whole lot.
No,
considering the school that you were going to, it would have been mostly drinking.
Yeah, exactly. So it's probably a good thing because I don't respond to peer pressure well.
I do know this about you.
So I think it just wouldn't have been a good situation.
Not a good combination.
No. But anyway, I was doing some digging because, so as everyone knows, June is Pride Month, and I know, like, you know, what the Stonewall riots are and stuff like that, but I wasn't entirely, like, I didn't know, like, the big details, I guess, like the facts and just like the timeline in general of, like, okay, the whole, like, LGBTQ plus rights movement in the United States.
Yeah.
Just because I was a little curious. So I was like, I wonder what information I can find out. Well, thank Google. But and, like, June is Pride Month specifically to commemorate Stonewall.
Right. That's what. Wait, no. Juneteenth is
no,
different.
Juneteenth is different. The Stonewall, the uprising took place at the Stonewall Inn in Greenwich Village, Manhattan, beginning in the early morning hours of June 28th, 1969. And I didn't actually know what, like, I was like, what is, obviously there's, like, the Stonewall Memorial and stuff, but I didn't know, like, why it was called that. It's an inn. It was an inn.
Yeah. Can I tell you what I think it's about, and you can tell me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so from what I understand, there was, like, I forget if it was illegal to be gay or if it was just illegal to be caught doing gay things in public.
Yeah, I mean, both.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
So there were, like, you know, secret clubs where you could go, basically.
Right.
And I think the Stonewall Inn was one of those places.
Correct, yes.
And so the police would come around and, like, raid the clubs and try to catch you doing gay stuff so they could arrest you.
Yes.
Especially if you were black.
Yes,
and
correct.
then they raided the Stonewall Inn and basically a riot broke out.
Yes.
And there was, like, somebody threw a brick at a window,
Right.
and that was known as, like, the inciting incident.
Yes.
But it was a riot where people were, like, fighting the cops.
Yes.
And trying to get away and whatever.
Yes.
And then it basically kicked off a whole bunch of similar
Correct.
events.
It was definitely the catalyst for, like, obviously there was already a movement taking place, but that was the catalyst for things to really start.
Because you said 69.
Yes.
I mean, that's the middle of, like, the civil rights movements and all of that. So it's kind of a similar vein.
Yes. You were very correct. And yeah, I was familiar. Are you familiar with Marsha P. Johnson?
It sounds familiar, but
yeah.
I don't know.
She was a black transgender woman, and she's widely credited as one of the first people to fight back during that initial raid at Stonewall. And she's just, like, a popular symbol within the LGBTQ plus community. And so the timeline from Stonewall, so the catalyst in 1969, Stonewall riots occur, days of protest and clashes with police following a raid on the Stonewall Inn, and then June 28th, 1970, so the first gay pride marches take place in New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago to commemorate the 1-year anniversary of the Stonewall riot. And then that kind of, again, just went into all of the activism that was taking place, and the first kind of things that start happening. So in 1973, the American Psychiatric Association removed homosexuality from the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, the DSM, which was a pretty big step because up until then it was, like, very much classified as, like, mental illness. And then in 1978, which this I hadn't heard of, in 1978, Harvey Milk became one of the first openly gay people elected to the public office in the U.S. as a San Francisco city supervisor. He was assassinated in November of that same year.
I have heard of him because his name is so distinct.
Right.
I have heard of him. I don't know if I knew that he was assassinated.
Yeah, I did not realize that he was assassinated. And then obviously in the 1980s, there was the HIV and AIDS epidemic.
Right.
And that formed various activist groups to demand research and healthcare access. And then in September of 1996, Bill Clinton signed the Defense of Marriage Act, which defined marriage at the federal level as a union between a man and a woman. So that was like a setback. And then
Wait, so before that?
Before that, it was still very much like illegal to be gay, but that was then like federally. Bill Clinton was like, nope, it's between a man and a woman.
Okay.
And then in 2000, Vermont became the first U.S. state to legalize civil unions for same-sex couples, offering them state-level benefits. And then in June 26, 2003, there was a Supreme Court case, Lawrence v. Texas. The Supreme Court strikes down state sodomy laws, ruling them unconstitutional and decriminalizing private consensual same-sex sexual conduct. So up until 2003, it was still considered a criminal act to have like same-sex sex. Which is crazy to me because I'm like, that was 23 years ago. Like, yeah, we were alive and well. Like,
yeah.
And so thinking like, wow, like it's really been not that long. And then in 2004, Massachusetts became the first state in the U.S. to officially legalize gay marriage. And then in 2013, the Supreme Court ruled that the Defense of Marriage Act that Clinton signed is unconstitutional, basically saying that married gay couples can receive federal benefits. But then, so it was legal in some states, but it wasn't federally recognized.
Right, yeah.
Because on June 26, 2015 was the Obergefell v. Hodges ruling.
With Obama, right?
Yes. Yeah. And it legalized same-sex marriage in all 50 states and guarantees that state must recognize out-of-state marriage licenses. Because, it was essentially that 2003 ruling that made it effectively decriminalizing any sort of gay intimacy across federal and state jurisdiction. So, yeah, it's just crazy to think like you couldn't love your significant other like without fear of the literal law.
Police,
yeah. Well, and like thinking the same about like, like interracial relationships and stuff like that, it's just the times that people were living in and what am I trying to say? Just that we just have so much to be grateful for. Now, obviously, like, yes, things are so awful right now, and there are so many things that are like being undone.
Yeah.
But
feels
at
like
the
we're
same,
going backwards.
we are. But like there are still certain things that are in place that currently, and like I know there was a couple months ago. There was a woman who was like trying to go before the Supreme Court to get that ruling overturned, the 2015 one. But like they wouldn't even have her. And and the Supreme Court currently is majority conservative. So
yeah,
like
I feel like you cross a point where like back when it was illegal, you couldn't tell anybody like
Right.
if you were a gay person. You
Right.
just couldn't tell anybody.
right.
Once that was overturned, then you could tell people, and you might not be accepted, you
Right.
might be rejected by your family or whatever, but at least people knew the truth. And
Yeah.
then over time, there's a cultural shift where
Yeah.
like you become more accepted and you can tell
Yes.
more people, and like you find people that will still talk to you and whatever.
Right.
And then once you try to go back, like once those conservative people try to go backwards in time, by then it's too late, because all the people who are making the decisions, they all know at least one person who's gay.
Yeah.
Like,
Totally.
and so then they're thinking about like their uncle or their
Yep.
nephew or their daughter or whatever. And so
Totally.
they're like, it's no longer such an abstract, far
Yeah.
removed thing that they're
Right.
making decisions about people that they can view as deviants because
Yeah.
they don't actually know them.
Right.
Because now they do know them.
Right.
They're just people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, totally. And what's interesting though is that there are people who like, you know, you can be like, name a gay person and they wouldn't know. Like,
well, I mean, there's always going to be people like that.
Right.
And there's always going to be people who, even if they do know someone, they're still thinking that they're a horrible person,
Right.
and whatever.
exactly.
But generally speaking,
Yes.
like,
Yes.
you know.
I'd like to think that the general population is
You at least
favorable.
can't deny that they exist
yes.
anymore.
Yeah.
Like-
But yeah.
In the words of that random woman from the OA, people are gay, Stephen.
You are gay, Stephen. Yeah. And I don't know. I think that there's no going backwards. Like it's
I mean, there might be going backwards in terms of legality.
Right.
Like we did overturn Roe v. Wade.
it's true.
However, in terms of like cultural acceptability and like what the experts say
Right.
and all of that, I feel like there's always going to be opposition to that
Right.
legality.
Right. Yeah.
Which means that as long as there's opposition, there's still hope.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, I just I've been seeing, obviously because it is Pride Month, I've been seeing a lot of things just on all sides of the internet.
Yeah.
And I am just so grateful now that like social media is obviously like both our doom, but also like is a really powerful
It's
tool.
a double-edged sword.
Yes. Because I currently follow so many like pastors and creators and writers and stuff like that. People who are kind of like,
Influential
yes,
in some way.
and they are taking time to break down all of the like the bad theology, basically, whatever.
Mhm.
And taking time to be like, well, you know, like the word homosexual was not added to the Bible until 1946, and like all of these
Mhm.
things, like, and you know, people like pastors, writers, influential people who are affirming and loving and celebrate queer people. It's like, I just feel, at least to me, like that didn't exist for me, like, I don't know, 10 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
and so obviously I was still very much deep in,
Brainwashing.
yeah. So, I mean, weren't we all?
Yeah.
So I think that now it's people are doing important work, and I'm very blessed by it. So
Speaking of theology, I was reading my Bible and I found this couple of verses that I identified with, talking about politics and stuff.
Mhm.
Psalm 73, 3 through 14. For I envied the proud when I saw them prosper despite their wickedness. They seem to live such painless lives. Their bodies are so healthy and strong. They don't have troubles like other people. They're not plagued with problems like everyone else. They wear pride like a jeweled necklace and clothe themselves with cruelty. These fat cats have everything their hearts could ever wish for. They scoff and speak only evil. In their pride, they seek to crush others. They boast against the very heavens, and their words strut throughout the earth. And so the people are dismayed and confused, drinking in all their words. What does God know, they ask. Does the Most High even know what's happening? Look at these wicked people, enjoying a life of ease while their riches multiply. Did I keep my heart pure for nothing? Did I keep myself innocent for no reason? I get nothing but trouble all day long. Every morning brings me pain.
Wow.
I know. I know, but I was just like, yeah. I mean, like when I see the news, when I see the people in charge of the country, when I see the people making the laws and owning all of the fresh water and controlling the economy, like it's how I feel.
Yeah. Totally.
And it is encouraging to read words that were written thousands of years ago and identify with them in that way, because it's like, okay, nothing is new here.
Right.
Like nothing
totally.
has changed.
Totally.
I mean, it's discouraging, but also encouraging.
Yeah. Yes. And just knowing that, like, you know, somebody thousands of years ago was feeling a similar sentiment. And
of like the frustration.
Yes.
And that frustration was considered valid enough to make it into the Bible.
Yeah,
like,
totally. Totally. I mean, Lamentations, it's a good one. And also, like, there were so many Psalms that were just like lamenting.
Yeah. Like, life is awful. Why are you doing this to me? Why do I have to survive this?
Yeah.
Like, yes. Yeah.
Everyone hates me. Everyone is out to get me. Like, there are some really intense ones.
Yeah. Some of them are very dramatic.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, really?
But yeah. There's so much going on, and so much is at stake. Like, and that's the thing. It's like there's so much to lose. Like, and I think that's you know, like you said, like where there's opposition, there's hope. And so it's like, we just have to keep opposing, like, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, we always ask ourselves, like, oh, what would you have done if you were living in Nazi Germany? And it's like, well, babe, you better get ready, because like,
I know.
I think how you're living right now is very indicative of how you may have acted during that time period. And so it's like, if it comes down to it, what am I going to do in this situation, in that situation, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like, will I fight for the people in my life and people who aren't in my life, people I don't know? That's the thing too. Another tangent. People, particularly conservatives, I feel they have no way to conceptualize the them, like the other, the outsider, like the people who they don't understand. Like, you know, again, they see someone on the side of the street who is homeless. They are so quick to judge because they cannot, for some reason, conceptualize somebody who is not them or in their inner circle.
It's the self-defense we were talking about.
Right.
Where it's like, if they can rationalize away why that person is in that situation, then they can convince themselves that they're safe from that happening to them.
Right. Well, and like I think about how, like, I'll give another example. I always see, like, you know, when people talk about like human trafficking or this, that, and the other thing, they'll be like, she's someone's daughter, she's someone's wife, she's someone's sister, whatever. I'm like, she's someone. Like, why? Like, her relation to
other people
is not what's important. And so, like, I just feel conservatives are like, if it doesn't affect me, I don't care about it. Like, they're just it. And again, I'm using large sweeping blanket statements right now, but in general, like, the values that the party holds generally do not care about other people that do not belong to them. Like, I feel that people who have more progressive values are looking out for other people. Like, it's very community based versus individualistic. And like something that our pastor was talking about yesterday, he was saying how like so much of like Christianity today is so individualized. It's all about me and my relationship with God. Nothing else matters. Whereas, like, really, and what the Bible teaches is that it's very much a community-based thing. Like, it is not just all about me and my one-way conversation. Like, it's very much, we are collectively the church. It's not just all about me. And so I think at the end of the day, I had a point. Just that, like, what am I going to do if the people around me are suffering? Like, am I going to care enough about somebody who maybe they have no relationship to me at all? Maybe I have no stake in the game whatsoever, but am I going to fight for them just because it's the right thing to do?
I don't know, Daytona. That sounds a lot like socialism to me.
I know. But yeah. Anyway.
I have a little game for you.
A game?
If you would like to play.
Sure.
This is a game called that I just made up. It's called Don't or Bible.
Oh boy.
This is the game where I read you a quote and you tell me if it came from the Don'ts for Husbands and Wives books or if it came from the Bible.
Oh boy.
Some of them might be pretty obvious, but
yeah.
I was reading through the section of the Bible that I was in. I was like, wow, this kind of sounds like the Don'ts for Husbands and Wives books.
That's so funny.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
The first one is, don't forget that character is more important than genius.
That's in the don'ts for...
Yes.
Okay.
Don't fail to discipline your children. They won't die if you spank them. Physical discipline may well save them from death.
Here's the thing. I have done a deep dive on like the whole like spare the rod, spoil the child, whatever. And the rod in question is like a shepherd's staff, not a spanking weapon. But it could very well be from the Bible. I'm going to say the don'ts for...
That's from Proverbs.
Oh my God. Does it really use the word spank?
Yeah.
What translation?
Mine is a New Living Translation, NLT.
Okay.
Yep. Don't say bitter things when you are angry. They not only sting at the time, but they eat their way in and are remembered long after you have forgotten them.
Bible.
Nope.
Okay. That's like good advice though.
It is. Don't think money makes happiness. It helps to procure comfort, but true happiness lies deeper than that.
Bible.
Nope. Don't despise the domestic potato.
That sounds like something out of Proverbs, honestly. But it could be definitely from I'm going to say Proverbs. I'm going to say that it's the Bible.
That one's from Don'ts for Wives.
Oh. Wow.
I just thought that line was really hilarious.
That is hilarious.
Don't befriend angry people or associate with hot-tempered people, or you will learn to be like them and endanger your soul.
Okay, I'm quite certain that's from the Bible.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Proverbs 22.
Okay.
Don't forget your poorer neighbors. If every family that had enough to eat kept an eye on even one family that hadn't, there would be much less misery in the country.
I do appreciate that. Is that from the Don'ts for whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the last one is don't agree to guarantee another person's debt or put up security for someone else. If you can't pay it, even your bed will be snatched from under you.
I'm going to say the Bible.
Yep. That's Proverbs 22. That's all we got. Thanks for playing.
That was a good game. Very clever.
Yeah. I'm doing the it's a New Living Translation chronological Bible in 1 year.
Right,
So it
yeah.
puts everything in order and then it breaks it down. So you read a little bit each day. And
Right.
the end of May / beginning of June is Proverbs. So yeah. It was
Nice.
really interesting.
Yeah, Proverbs definitely has a lot. That's interesting that it definitely uses like the language of what was the one about hitting your children again?
Hang on a second. Proverbs 23:13-14 is what I wrote down. So let me just Proverbs 23:13-14 NLT. Yeah. It uses the word the rod. Well, this says the rod of punishment, but yeah, physical discipline may well save them from death.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gonna have to disagree with that one. Maybe that's
Unless it's like you're grabbing them to stop them from running in front of a car.
correct. That is the only time. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to get into that.
That's for another day.
That's for another day. Perhaps off mic, I can go on a long tangent about that. Or maybe on our Patreon. No, just kidding.
Someday.
We don't have a Patreon. But, well, actually, we technically do. It just doesn't have anything on it. Anyway.
Do you have a poem for today?
I do have a poem today. Let me find it. Okay. It's Joseph Fasano.
Oh, of course.
Of course. And it's called Instructions for Having a Soul. Take it out in the rain sometimes. It has vast invisible wings that gather dirt and need rinsing. When it tries to kill you, that is because you've forgotten to let it look into someone's eyes for longer than a minute. It needs that the way a bee needs nectar in the early morning dew. Every so often, take it on a journey. Let it read long, hard books, and let it stare into the depths of the sea. Yes, you can give it chips and whiskey, but from time to time, let it kneel in a place that is holy, like the simple cathedral of the willows. All it wants is to live, to keep becoming. Nourish it, and it puts down roots, it opens. But starve it, and the mind, the flesh is empty. The world breaks down, symphonies go unwritten, the rockets fall, the children die in flames. Listen, it is not too late to wake it. Say the names of the wild, the forgotten things, bluebird, red wolf, robin, violet, child, clover. You cannot save the world, but you can open the window for the trapped wren in the cellar. Read a book to a blind man, to your father. Tell a child you do believe her anger. Make your life the first life that you save. It's a good one.
Love that. You cannot save the world, but you can open the window for the rent trapped and cellar.
Yeah.
I think about that concept pretty much daily.
Yeah. Yes.
Have you ever heard the starfish metaphor?
I don't know.
So it's a similar sentiment, but the story is that like there's a big storm that washes a bunch of starfish up on the beach, and somebody goes down and starts picking them up one by one and throwing them back in the ocean, and somebody else comes along and says, this is futile, you're never going to get them all, you're never going to be able to save all the starfish, and the person responds that basically like, I might not be able to save all the starfish in the world, but for that one starfish I just saved their whole world. I think about that a lot, where it's like, yeah, you might not be able to solve like the epidemic of homelessness, but for one person on one day you could really change their whole life.
Right, exactly.
Or even just like being kind to an overworked employee or something.
Totally.
So.
Because you never know what someone is going through, and you never know. Like, yes. Yeah. And I really like the last line too, like, let your life be the first life that you save.
Yeah. It's an important
it is
thing to think about. I have two, if you don't mind.
Sure.
One is for Father's Day because it's coming up.
Oh, yes, nice. Yeah.
It's called Father's Song by Gregory Orr. Yesterday, against admonishment, my daughter balanced on the couch back, fell, and cut her mouth. Because I saw it happen, I knew she was not hurt, and yet a child's blood so red it stops a father's heart. My daughter cried her tears. I held some ice against her lip. That was the end of it. Round and round, bow and kiss. I tried to teach her caution. She tries to teach me risk.
I love that.
Yeah.
That last line is so good.
Yeah.
Wow. I love it.
Yeah, it's just really cute.
That is cute.
I mean, it's very true that like you really can learn a lot from kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, especially after becoming jaded and an adult in this world that just tries to grind you down at every turn.
Totally. In fact, that concept is biblical. So take that, whoever. I don't know.
And the next one is from Janae Cecilia. I found it online. I don't think it's in the poetry book because I didn't recognize it, but it's called My Best Friend and I Have No Photos Together. I know my best friend is my best friend, but does the world? Because as I scroll through my phone, we have very little pictures together. There is no photo for proof that we met for coffee and laughed for so long that the barista wiped around our cups twice. No evidence of her sitting cross-legged on my kitchen counter while I made pasta, telling me every story from her week as Parmesan snowed onto the stove. No documented memory of us laying opposite directions on the couch, feet shoved into each other's sides while some random reality show played in the background that neither of us were actually watching. The internet would probably think we barely know each other. The world did not hear us laughing so hard at midnight that mascara was painted underneath both of our eyes, or see her show up to my house with a Diet Dr. Pepper and no warning because she could tell by my text message that something felt off. But the world does not need to know because all that matters is that we do.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's true. We need to take more pictures.
I know. I thought it was an interesting take on the sort of like everything that you see online is curated.
Yeah.
And everything that people put on social media for you to view isn't necessarily what their real life is like.
Right.
And generally the sentiment behind that is what they put online is better than what their actual life is like, and their actual life is actually worse. But the poem kind of switched it around.
Yeah, like real life is actually better than what you see online.
Right.
Yeah.
And just because it's not documented for the public to view doesn't mean that it's not beautiful and wonderful and worth doing.
Totally.
Which I think is important to be reminded of because because of social media, but also just being a woman who exists in the world, like a lot of what we do is performative.
Yep.
And it's important to remember that even if you're not being observed, the things that are in your life that are important to you still have value.
Yeah, totally.
I really hate the phrase "Pixar, it didn't happen." Because
I got my mind, bitch.
I know.
My memory.
Something about that just my whole body recoils against it. Like, I don't need to prove to you that I have experiences in order for them to be real.
Yes. Agreed. Yeah, for sure. Well, on that note, we'll catch you next time. And you know where to find us, yappinesspod@gmail.com. Send us an email at yappinesspod on Instagram. And bye.
Bye-bye.